Hello everybody and welcome to a Vintage Use Festive Special. Now traditionally at this time of year you write your letter to Santa asking for what you'd like for Christmas. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to count down my top 10 things I would like from Santa regardless of availability and price, obviously with a gaming theme. So here we go everybody. Okay, right in at number 10 we have the Panasonic 3DO. And not any 3DO, this one. The one with the plastic Greco-Roman columns on it. Looks damn cool, doesn't it? First saw this on Bad Influence in the sort of early 90s, and I've wanted one ever since. There are some good games I'm desperate to play on it. Hell, a cyberpunk adventure, which is one I've always wanted to play, and top of that list would have to be Super Wing Commander. I'm a massive fan of the Wing Commander series. This one is supposedly the best of the old style, so I've always wanted to play it, so I quite fancy one. Now they're not particularly rare, they're not particularly expensive, they can be picked up on eBay between £30 and £60, so that's something I might look into getting in the new year. Okay, that's number 10, let's go on to number 9.
Mike, damn it boy, you shouldn't have gone in like that. Alright, Alpha Wing, we've got to take these bastards out. Do it for Ranger. Take it to him, lads.
Right, number 9, we have the Geo AES console. Now for those of you not familiar, the Geo MVS, that's multi-video system, is the Geo, well, the guts of considered an arcade machine. The AES is basically the same hardware, but put in a nice fancy plastic box, and was sold to the home market. Released in 1990. I first saw an advert for one in a magazine called Ace in about 1991. Now, the problem with these systems are, they are arcade perfect, however, at the time they came out they were like £600 new and £200 per game. Even today, the systems are about 150. Games can range anywhere between sort of £40 and £500 for sort of the more rarer ones. Now, there is a lot cheaper way to play these games. You just get yourself a JAMA Super Gun, Neo Geo MVS 1, 2, 3 or 6, 4 slot arcade board, and buy the exact same game but designed for the arcade. Obviously you don't get the fancy box and things, and you don't get the really cool controller, but it's a lot damn cheaper. I really quite fancy one, but I already have a JAMA Super Gun, so not really much point in me getting that. Just a really expensive console, something I've always wanted, but I don't think I'll ever really buy. Okay, that's number 9 done and dusted. Let's move on to number 8. Okay then, number 8. Now things are starting to get a little difficult for me. This next thing, I hate to call it rare, but it probably is. It's the Atari Jaguar CD add-on. Now, fewer than 20,000 of these were ever made in the world. I first saw a prototype of one on the Big Breakfast in late 94, early 95. It was released in 1995 and, well, basically plugs in the top of your Atari Jaguar, giving you the famous toilet look. I don't know why I want one, I just do. They look cool, there's not that many games on it, but I just want one. Always have. Rarity, yeah, as I said before, probably quite rare. At the moment, when I looked on eBay, there was none. Generally, unboxed to sell from between sort of 60 and 150, boxed anywhere up to £200. And reliability, they're not the most reliable of things, so something I might look at, but I've only got a couple of games for my Jaguar as it is, and I can't really justify spending that kind of money on something that's just more of a novelty than something I'd actually play games on. So that's number 8, moving on to number 7 now. Okay, number 7. This time we have a game. It's called The Secret of Vulcan Fury, a Star Trek game. This was cancelled in 1991 by Interplay, unfortunately, so this will never see the light of day. It would have been a point-and-click game, very similar to the Star Trek Judgment Rights or 20th Anniversary, if you're familiar with those games, but it would have been all 3D. There was a couple of different non-interactive demos released in 97 and 98. I'll put one of them on the end of this if I can find one. There's very little information about the game, but I think it looked really cool, and I waited years for this, only to find out it had been cancelled. I was devastated, and even now I wish I could play it, but never mind. C'est la vie. Moving on to the next number.
In the 23rd century, at a time of exploration and discovery, a long-forgotten secret that divided an ancient world threatens to destroy interstellar peace. Now, you must decide who to trust and who to fear.
Right, just missing out on the top 5, we have the Commodore LCD Computer. Never heard of it? I'm not really surprised. Apparently there's about 3 prototypes in existence, built by Commodore in the sort of mid-80s. It was presented at the International Consumer Electronics Show in January of 1985, and they got thousands of orders for these things, but Jack Tramiel, in his infinite wisdom, cancelled the project. If this had gone forward, Commodore would have been the first to the laptop market, which means it probably would have been first to the PC market, predating everybody else by years. And I honestly think the landscape of modern computing would be totally different if this machine had been released. There is a very good video about it. If I can find it, I'll put up the link in the sidebar here. But one of those things that will never see the light of day. As I said, there are prototypes in existence. Cost, I don't know, the one I've seen maybe $10,000 to $20,000 if you had the money. Nothing you can really do with it, just a historical oddity. But never mind. Now we're getting into really difficult territory, the top 5. Here we go.